It's time to bring the boom.
Hi guys, welcome back to Pure On Shoe Reviews. This is episode 7. My name is Colin Cambridge and alongside me I have Pierce McShane.
Yeah, and before we get into any kind of review, Colin was racing Mo Farah, so he was last week then, so big race. How'd you get on?
Yeah, I mean it was absolutely brilliant experience to be in a race of that sort of caliber, you know. You had Sir Mo Farah there, you had Stephen Scullion, you had Kevin Seward, and then
just like
Ben Connor, and like
crazy
Scott Overall,
yeah.
and then even like the local guys as well. You had Conor McGahey, Scott Rankin,
and Colin
Cambridge. Like, I mean, it was a great race. Like, I mean, it was just so well organized that it was amazing.
Especially coming out of it. Like a lockdown as well, the level they were able to put on, and even the likes of shout out to Stephen Scullion running the new Northern Irish record, like 61 minutes, like that's just
serious
running. And obviously he's preparing here for London Marathon in a few weeks, so it's obviously time predictions.
Yeah, I mean he's going for the Olympic qualifying time anyway. So
I think 2:10.
2:10.
Yeah, I'm thinking 2:10.
Yeah, I mean he needs to 11:30. I think it is was the qualifying standard.
Well, going off his half marathon there,
it's possible.
Highly likely. So this,
but that look forward to. Yeah, and even yesterday actually at the Mary Peters track, the 3,000 meter PBs.
Even better. I thought it was a better race, to be honest. It was more exciting just to get to see racing back. So
I know, and I mean they had that good battle between Davy Clark and Tommy Hughes in 3,000, both chasing the M60 world record. Yeah, and they just fair play to Davy, absolutely brilliant performance. Just missed out by less than a second, hundreds of a second. We're talking.
The fact that we two of the quickest 6-year-olds in the world
racing against each other.
Not just racing against each other, living literally within a stone's throw from each other.
Yeah. What are they feeding? Give me some of that. But yeah, I mean, absolutely fantastic racing yesterday, and it's great to see athletics back on TV and back even locally as well. So it's great. But yeah, we'll probably dive into the shoe review here.
Yeah. So
what are we talking about today?
Yeah. So today we are talking about the On Cloudboom, which for anyone that doesn't know, it's On's version of a carbon racing shoe. So the Boom specifically is designed as your half marathon shoe. Personally, I would probably aim more towards 5 and 10k in it. It's more your traditional racing flat than anything. But just from running, and I know we're going to test this out a lot more in the next few weeks.
Next few weeks.
Maybe potentially for racing if we can
get one.
There'll be no cross country.
You'd ruin them in the cross.
But it's such a simple but complex shoe at the same time. The kind of the science behind it. You can actually see for the first time out of all the On shoes or all the carbon shoes, you can see the carbon fiber plate, which we'll talk about more so later in the video. But tell us about the upper, Colin.
Yeah, I mean, first things first, it's great to see that On have brought a new shoe to the table. They go up against the other brands that have brought out the Carbon X shoes, Carbon Plate shoes. But yeah, no, great. The upper engineered mesh, very, very lightweight. One thing I found was quite particularly interesting is they went for a really low cut down here at the back of the heel. Now I did find when I first put them on, they were slipping a little bit, so I had to tighten up quite heavy with the laces.
So I just
loosened it up a little bit better and it fit fine. So I would definitely say when you put it on, tighten up a little bit extra laces than what you normally wear, because otherwise you'll slip a little bit at the heel. Well, I did anyway. Probably just didn't tie it. Probably just didn't tie it. But yeah, I mean, it's got the engineered mesh, single layer engineered mesh. It also helps control the weight, which also helps control the temperature. So your feet's not going to overheat.
Yeah, and what it's doing, I know I was looking at the weight myself earlier. It's not far off the likes of the Zoom flies or the Alpha flies or anything like that.
I mean they come out in at 225 grams.
Which I actually think is lighter, so it is lighter than the likes of those shoes. which makes it an extremely popular racing
I
class
mean,
with this. Like,
there's
it's the weight of it now. There's nothing to it.
that. Like,
and the fact On haven't actually changed much in this shoe compared to their standard shoes. It's got a lot of the same technology. The likes of the Helion cushioning, which is meant to be your more lightweight, weather resistant, so it doesn't change whether it's hot or cold. It's just what they've done. Instead of having, I actually have one here, instead of having their typical On Cloud tack pods, which is just your standard cushioning, what they've done is pretty much infused this with Helion cushioning. So it's a lot more lightweight. It's kind of On's version of that Sumax cushion that's super responsive, high energy return, propulsive cushioning system pretty much. So it is actually found in a lot of the On shoes at the minute. They've just put a hell of a lot more into it. In terms of their carbon kind of speedboard as well, it's an infused speedboard. So a bit like what was the shoe we were talking about, the
Cloud Stratus. So I mean, you can see here on this week demo. So that is the speedboard there, and all On shoes will have a speedboard in it. So this is basically it's plastic. So basically what that does is, linked with the cushion, that helps pull you forward, gives you a bit more responsiveness. So what they've done on the On Cloudboom is they've infused the carbon fiber plate into the already existing speedboard. So it's almost like an ultimate speedboard almost. You know, they've got the carbon fiber plate infused in, or the carbon fiber infused into the speedboard, which already existed in the shoes, which actually is really, I'm very impressed, to be fair. It's good to see that On are sticking to their traditional roots. You know, they're not changing the shoe up too much.
As well, like if you look at the likes of Nike or Hoka, Hoka haven't changed much themselves, or Saucony with all their carbon shoes. You're talking about crazy stack heights, like was it 40 mils?
40 mils and like it's high.
With On as well, with anything they've actually reduced the stack height on it, which makes it quite low. Now still can't race legally on the track, but essentially what they've done is they've cut this shoe in half, or a bit like a cake. You would have your Helion and Cloud pods along the bottom, and then you would have that carbon fiber plate, and then you would have more Helion stacked on top. Essentially, it kind of just gives you that super, I know running it myself, that's kind of push forward, which you're looking for in a racing shoe.
It's got that actually pop in it.
But there we were thinking kind of the days of the racing flats were dead.
On
came along and threw us in with a non Cloudboom, which is a
I mean,
it's different.
I would say if you're looking for a shoe that, I mean, this is definitely firmer than the likes of your Carbon X or your Endorphin Pros, like this is a more firmer feel shoe. Now, if it's anything to go by, which is the other On shoes, it always took a while for the clouds to warm up. So I suspect it'll be the same with this. I think the more lines you get in this shoe, the softer you'll get feeling. Now, like first initial thoughts were, this is like when I was running it there, it was more like, you know, this is quite firm, but I mean, all On shoes tend to be a firm beginning off of, so they'll probably warm up, the clouds will warm up, they'll soften up as you run, and I'm looking forward to actually trying that, you know.
As well, just saying, warming up based on that as well, the Helion, now we've touched on this before with the Cloud Stratus we reviewed, the Helion cushioning is weather resistant, so your typical ASICS shoe, your gel cushioning and that, or your Hoka shoe, or your Nike shoe, say you go and run in France. During the summer and it's 35-degree heat. You're dying already. Like, the cushioning is dying as well. Pretty much the cushioning will come so soft, and then when you go back into the colder conditions over here, pretty much it loses its lifespan, so it does pretty quickly. With the Helion cushioning, you don't have to worry about that. It's the way it's kind of designed and infused into the shoe. It doesn't change. So whether it's 35 degrees heat or
that's pretty good actually.
5-degree heat over here during the winter,
cold.
It doesn't change. So
Rouette.
You just have to worry about conditions. You can suffer by yourself. You don't have to worry about the shoe suffering.
The shoe's not gonna suffer.
As well, and kind of based on that whole stack height, just kind of on the side note, with the Nikes and the Carbon X, because they have that crazy stack height, it's a bit like cycling. The taller you are going around corners, the worse your corner. So you struggle going around the corner, so you do have that crazy stack height. Whereas with the On, because it's kind of more of a triathlon brand at the minute, we're triathlon based. I know they're branching it in the kind of like Andy Fernan and all these kind of top level runners. But kind of with the triathlon scene, a lot of the races are kind of say 2K circuits, especially for sprint distance. You're talking close circuits, so kind of a lot of cornering. And by reducing that stack height, it gives you a bit more stability going around the corners. You don't have to worry about slipping or anything like that.
I suppose as well that's good for like a big city marathon, because if you're cutting around corners, you're not going to be falling over yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I know from running in the legs to the next percent as well, going around corners, it's not stable, so it's not. It's so soft. Whereas with this Helion cushioning, because it's kind of a mixture of a kind of soft landing but a firm kind of push off. You have that wee bit more stability, so you do.
I mean, like I would say this shoe for me, I'm probably going to use this for sort of 5k, 10k, and then workouts on the track and stuff. Maybe like during like obviously not racing on it, but just doing workouts and stuff during training days. I know On do classify as more of a marathon shoe. I think maybe if it does soften up, I think I would maybe potentially do it. But
for your everyday kind of runner, probably myself as well. But I don't know about you, Carl. But even then, I don't think my body's built for that kind of shoe for that kind of distance. And I know your top level athletes who are running in spikes during sessions and stuff will have absolutely no problem. But for me, my kidneys won't hold up for that kind of distance in a shoe like this. But I think for sprint distance, Olympic distance, triathlon, 5 and 10k distance running, for me it's the go-to shoe. I don't think you'll have that much of a difference between the likes of the next percents. I know this is a bold statement, but the gains are marginal at that kind of different shoe. They both have carbon fiber plates, they both have kind of ultra lightweight, kind of responsive cushioning. I think over 5 and 10k you're talking maybe a second of the push. Like it's going to be so minimal, so it is. So for me, I would actually I would pick the likes of the On Cloudbooms over the next percents over that distance.
I think. I mean, they're definitely a great contender to the carbon. What do I call it? The carbon war? I don't know. The race to get the best carbon shoe, the carbon race.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, definitely they're definitely a great contender. What would you rate it out of 5? What do you think?
I haven't run in it properly yet. I know.
Well, what's your initial rate? If you
I'm going to say probably 3.54 for now, just because as well comparing it with Nike, it seems to be standing out, and obviously it's lighter than Nike next percents, which that will give you bonus time. So I'm going to say probably 3.5 to 4.
I mean, I would give it an initial thought, put it on a little bit firm. I'm probably on more than side of like I kind of like a soft shoe. But still, even like when you're going for that sort of traditional racing flat shoe or more traditional racing stuff, like it's definitely not a traditional shoe. But like when you're thinking back to what I've worn in the past, a firmer shoe is usually what we went for when we're doing like 5Ks, 10K sort of thing. And this is definitely more that sort of shoe. So I think initial thoughts about 3.5. I think if the clouds do warm up a bit, as I would expect to happen because they did in the cloud stratus, then it would definitely itch towards that more than that 4. But initial thoughts a wee bit tight.
Well, we'll look to try and kind of give you more of an in-depth review pretty much in the next couple of weeks. We'll maybe try and talk Russell White. He's an on-sponsored triathlete, so he is from Ireland, so we'll try and talk
get
him.
Starts the shoe.
We'll see what we can do. But as well, so that's the On Cloudboom. As a side note, just for kind of pure running community out there, live website will be going hopefully up in the next few weeks. Shop website will be going live, let's see, on the 26th of October. So that will be purerunning.co.uk, and then hopefully we'll be transitioned into purerunning.run once the shop goes live. But that's us for this week. Let us know what you want to see next week. Leave comments, like and subscribe, and
thanks for watching.